If you can scribble and make brush strokes and turn your dots into dots on the paper, then you can create a beautiful landscape. So join me to paint this gorgeous watercolor landscape together. I placed the masking tape across the middle of the paper and then I wet the top portion of the paper. Using a light value of phthalo blue, I paint a base layer for the sky. Next, using a darker value of phthalo blue, we are going to add the clouds. If you look at the reference image, you can notice two important things. That is, the first one is the clouds that are closer to the viewer, that is, those at the top, appear larger while the clouds in the distance become smaller and smaller and looks like soft streaks. The second point is that the bottom part of the clouds is darker. We should remember these 2 points while painting the clouds. I'm using a medium value of phthalo blue to paint the clouds. Then I add a bit of paint spray to the bottom part of the clouds to give it more dimension, and I soften the edges of the clouds so they look realistic. Next, I mix phthalo green with quinacridone rose to slightly desaturate that green, and I use it to paint the distant trees while the sky area is still wet. After that, I wipe off the pigment that is on the masking tape and I carefully remove it. After that, I place it a little lower as you see in the video. Using the same phthalo green and quinacridone rose, but I'm adding a bit of paint spray to this mix to get a darker value, which I use to paint the area just above the masking tape. These are the distant trees that are a bit closer to the viewer, so they appear darker in value. And the trees that we painted, those distant trees that we painted earlier, are lighter in value due to the atmospheric effect. You can see I'm leaving a small white space here, which we will fill in few seconds. Next, I'm elevating the board so that the pigment that I'm going to add next doesn't flow into the distant trees that we painted now, which is still wet. Now I'm using orange pigment in a medium value to fill the space we left earlier. After painting with medium value of orange pigment, I remove the masking tape when the pigment is still wet. Next, I slightly spritz the bottom part of the paper using a spray bottle. You can see I covered the top portion of the painting so it doesn't get disturbed. Now I'm using my brush to add strokes to suggest distant poppy flowers using orange pigment. Next, I mix orange pigment with cadmium red and I start adding dots. The dots in the distance are smaller and they are placed close to each other. But as we move to the middle ground, the dots become more spaced out. When we reach the foreground, the flowers are going to be even more larger in shape and more spread out so that we can fill some green areas between them. Next, I mix sap green with phthalo blue, and with the medium value of this mix, I paint the distant foliage. As green is complementary color to red, if these two pigments mix on the paper, it can create a muddy color. So we should try to be careful so the green pigment doesn't spread too much out of its place. Even if it interacts slightly with the red and orange nearby, that's fine, but just don't let it move too much. For these stems that are closer to the viewer, we are going to use the same sap green and phthalo blue mix, but we are going to use it in a darker value. I spritz the paper before with a spray bottle. This is because I want to create a beautiful texture for the poppy flowers, but I used it only a small amount so that the pigment doesn't go out of my control. After painting the greens, I'm using cadmium red to add small dots for the distant flowers to create that atmospheric effect. Just by scribbling for the clouds, placing dots for the flowers, and adding a few brush strokes for the distant trees, we could create a beautiful landscape effortlessly. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. See you in another video. Until then, take care and bye bye from Prema.